Welcome to the You Can Do Both podcast. This is Court.
And this is Ashley, and we're coming at you live from Boston with our mothers.
Welcome to the pod, ladies. Okay, Mom, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Good morning, and I am Denise Carlton, Court's mom.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to have you. And I was going to say Mrs. Paul, but here you go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ashley's mom, Anita Paul, and I came down to Boston to spend the weekend with the girls.
To really kick things off,
We have a little surprise.
To make us calm.
To make you calm, yes.
Yeah, and we appreciate that.
the wire. Woo! Cheers,
Cheers.
ladies. Thanks for being here.
Cheers. Thanks for having us, girls.
We've got the whole lineup here. We've got our coffees, we have our champagne, we have our waters, and I think we're ready to go.
I think we are ready to go. Okay, so usually we do Boston Rec of the Week. Do you ladies listen to the podcast?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. They did their homework before
really
coming
like the
on.
snippets too, though. So I like to get when you're introducing and you're just saying a few snippets about it. Like I like to really see the video.
They
I like
like
to
to
see you girls like watch. I like to watch you with the mics, and not that I'm critiquing you, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that mic's not loud enough, or this one's too loud, or this one's too soft. But yeah, I enjoy it.
My mom likes to say that I look like a grump sometimes in my sweatshirts and everything. I'm like, well, that's the point. We're comfy. We're relatable.
We're comfy. We're cozy.
Yeah, we're giving you all the tea, and that's why we're in loungewear today.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so all to say, we usually do a Boston Rec of the Week, but since you ladies are not from Boston, we thought, what better question than to ask our beauty gurus, what's your beauty rec of the week?
I have to think about that for a minute.
We went over it this morning. Do you want to go get, I don't know what it's called either. It's like nude skin. Yeah.
Okay. So cut. Now you can ask me again. So my favorite beauty product this month is by Nude Skin, and it's a micro peel. And literally you can do it every day. It exfoliates, not harshly, but you put it on and you just start rubbing it and your skin falls right off.
Yeah, it's really nice. You've used the Peter Roth version of that forever.
Micro peel is hands down fantastic. But they're both very similar. They do the same thing.
Do you feel like it takes off your tan though, or no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I try not to tan my face. I'm tan right now because I was really naughty in the Cape and didn't wear my hat, and I got lost in the sun a little bit more than I should have. But I'm back on track.
Okay.
Yeah, usually Mom's face does not see the sun at all.
No, that's another beauty trick.
Yeah.
Please wear a hat. Please wear a hat. You're gonna thank me when you're 50,
True.
prior to the facelift.
All right, Denise, what is your beauty rec of the week?
Well, just last evening, we did a little facial at Courtney's apartment, which was really funky looking. We looked like monsters. It was pretty funny, but it was so soft and soothing.
We had a coconut Sephora sheet mask that she's talking about, but I just don't think you've ever done those before, right?
Never. For sure, I'd recommend that.
We love a sheet mask.
We have envelopes of them in our bathroom. The kids come home. I have the foot peels. Remember that really nasty one?
I have one. I have that
Baby
one.
feet?
The baby feet. I have it in my bathroom.
God, it's
What,
like
it
a
takes off
newborn.
the dead skin of your foot.
It peels for like a week.
Oh, I need that.
That sounds
It's
really
so
good.
intense.
Cannot even go to bed without socks on,
Oh.
because you do, and you wake up and there's skin everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
It's a full layer of your skin that peels off the top of your foot, the bottom of your foot, everywhere. But you obviously can't do it in the summer. So I'm waiting till the winter to do it again.
Because all the sun damage you have on your feet from not wearing a hat. You have to peel your feet.
I don't know if that's how it works.
No. No, definitely not.
I think we can probably get into some questions.
Yes.
So to start it off, who's your favorite child?
Oh, that's not fair. I would say Dad.
Oh, that was a good one.
Who's your favorite child?
Well, Courtney, you know it's you. When I'm with you and when I'm with Cameron, it's Cameron.
That's a lame answer.
We'll cut out the second part.
Perfect.
We'll leave it at that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But really, daughters can be really hard, especially when we're in our teenage phase and we're in our I hate everybody, especially mom phase. But we're kind of on the other side of that now. So we wanted to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on what it's like. What's your favorite part of being a girl mom?
I would say I feel actually very lucky that I have daughters instead of sons, although your dad may feel a little differently. I think he would have liked to have had a son, but I know one day he's going to have fabulous son-in-laws, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. But my favorite part about having girls is I'm always going to have two solid best friends.
Aww.
Aww.
All right, who's gonna cry this episode? Me. Do you have a favorite part of having a daughter? Well, my mom wished I was girlier the entire time I was growing up, but I feel like I've gotten girlier as I've gotten older.
You still do not wear like skirts or dresses too often.
I'm getting
She's
into
getting
that.
You
I'm
must
getting
be helping
into
her
that.
out with that, though.
Yeah. No, she is.
I think I make Courtney a little more girly.
Yeah, and Matt did too, honestly.
Definitely.
Yeah, because we would dress the same, and I was like, that can't be right.
Well, you of course did not appreciate when I painted your toenails in the back seat of the car when you were sleeping all the time.
Yeah, when I was like a toddler and an infant, I don't know why I was so anti-girl. I think it might have been because she was so like pro-girl. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, but it was since I was so little. And when I would fall asleep in the back of the car in the car seat, I would wake up and my toes would be painted, my nails would be painted. Psycho.
That's so funny.
Psycho.
That was the only time I could paint her nails. And she would never want to wear a dress. But when she was an infant, I had a lot of fun dressing her because she
couldn't say, I
well,
don't want
she
to wear
had
that.
she had acid reflux.
Oh, we're getting intimate
go.
here.
She had acid reflux so bad when she was an infant that she went through 3 change of clothes for every bottle feeding.
Wow,
Yes.
Courtney.
But yes.
Well, we
Yes.
we went through 3 changes of clothes daily because we had so many clothes. And we needed a picture of her in everything.
Maybe that's where I get my overpacking from. You know, it's like from like developmental birth. Like I would just be changing all the time. I always had options around me. But let's get back to the question here. So why do you love being a girl mom? Or what's your favorite
Why do you
part?
love me?
Why do you love me?
Why do I love you? I'll tell you, the most gratifying piece of being a girl mom is watching you become me.
I was not expecting that.
I love that.
Are like, yes, I see so much of you in me as you've grown older, and in a lot of different ways.
And you and me and me and you. Seriously. That is like the craziest thing. It's so wild. I feel like when you're young, you kind of, you don't resent your mom, but like you get into tiffs all the time. And then the older you get, you just grow closer and closer because you evolve into your mom because that's who raised you. And it's so wild. Even like our mannerisms, our facial expressions, like Matt will look at me and be like, oh my God, that literally was your mom right there. And I'm like, I know. And I hated when she used to do that or say that.
How many times it's the same. How many times do we go out and we're like, oh my gosh, I have the
last
same
night.
mannerism as Ashley, or somebody will say, you are just like your mother. And that happened to me with my mother.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you are Rayma through and through. And it's a compliment.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. Mom, when you went blonde, I was really upset because, I mean, we act the same.
Right.
But initially, then everyone automatically assumes oh, yeah, you look more like your dad just because of that. But
Well, now
when you were brunette,
I know you're adopted.
that's true. Morgan has tried to convince me multiple times throughout my life that I'm adopted and that I am not the real child. She's the only one.
You look just like a mix of your mom and your dad. So there's no way.
Yeah. But when Mom was brunette, people used to say, oh my God, you guys look exactly the same.
Right. I know, but you did not get my green eyes. I tried. The intent was there. I was sending the positive vibes, but neither one of you. Dad was dominant.
Hate that. Hate
to
when the
see
men are
that.
dominant. Let's cheers again.
Let's cheers at the
See
next
what-
question.
Next question. Cheers every
Miss
question.
Rabia.
What was that?
It's a toast.
Say it again.
No, Nostravia.
Oh, that was good.
What language
Mom.
is that, Anita?
Well, so when we were in Bosnia, that's what they say. And I could be saying it wrong. It could be Nostrovia, but it could be Nostravia.
Well,
Either
it
way,
sounds
fun.
fabulous.
And it sounds really good with my raspiness.
Mom has like lost her voice and taste and smell from COVID. We're coming up on 2 years this fall.
2 years.
So part of that is now her voice is now raspy, but she's leaning into it and just going for the sexiness of
I
the
love a
voice.
raspy voice, to be
Me
honest.
too. After a long weekend of yelling, or like you go to a concert or something and your voice, or you're a little sick, I love it.
Me too.
I think it sounds fabulous.
Well, you love it until you have to live with it. It's pretty deep. That could be the drinks last night.
True.
It might be a little combo of the two.
Okay, next question is, we have a lot of our audience that are in their 20s trying to find their partner in life, or maybe they've met their partner, and you two have both been with your husbands since like your 20s, which is crazy. We were talking last night. You guys have both been with your husbands like at least like 30 something years, which is 41 for my mom, which is freaking wild. And so honestly, a two-part question. First, how did you guys meet? Because that was a question that was in, somebody wrote that in, and you guys have both fun stories, but we'll try to make it quick.
Okay.
And then second part is, what advice would you have for women to find a healthy relationship? Let's start with the stories first. How did you and Dad meet? Think Spark Notes. Think Cliff Note version.
Quick version?
Yeah.
Okay. A friend introduced us together, and we met at a local bar. And
This is not the story I've known my whole life.
what do you mean?
You guys met at a party, at Janine's birthday party.
She's going to tell her how they met.
Oh, maybe I did meet him at, I don't know, my girlfriend.
It's been so long, she can't even recall how my parents met.
Yes, we did go to a party, and I met him, and she wanted to introduce me to him. He asked me to go out for coffee or tea, and I don't drink coffee or tea, but we did go out to like a Newport Creamery or something like that, and I drank tea.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story that I know, because she's trying to be like poised for the camera. So this is what happened. I'll make it quick. So Dad was best friends with your best friend's like boyfriend. So your best friends were dating each other, or were about to date each other. Right. It was your friend's birthday, and she was throwing a big party at the house.
That was afterwards.
That was afterwards? Okay, well, this is the story that I've loved to tell everybody. Even if it's wrong, I don't care. My dad and his best friend showed up at this house there was a party at, and they showed up a little too late. Her best friend, whose birthday it was a little too drunk. Under the weather. So my mom was trying to like console her, put her to bed, make her feel better. Yeah. And my dad and his best friend come in and are like, Janine, what are you doing? Get up. Like causing havoc. Literally like threw her out of her bed. Like flipped
the sheets, and she rolled over on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. And my mom and dad's first interaction was my mom being like, who do you think you are? Who are you? Can't just come in here and do this. But that was when you got a sense of bad boy and you got excited and you wanted to see him again, right?
I don't know why, because I didn't like him after that. But then I gave him a chance. I gave him a second chance. So it's all about second chances.
And that's that.
That's that. That's a wrap.
Yes. Anita, how did you and Peter meet?
Well, when people ask Dad and I when we're out, oh, how did you meet? Dad always says we met in a hot tub.
Wait, that's so funny. Just for the bit.
For the bit.
Which I look at him like, what are people thinking right now? We met in a hot tub. So the true story is I worked in an office that he had come in to, and I was in the back office because I was doing the bookkeeping. But I found him very attractive. So he had my friend Patty had him on the books for coming in to see her boss, and he was on the schedule like at 1:30. So I asked the receptionist if she wouldn't mind stepping away from her desk, and I took the front desk until he came in, thinking maybe he would notice me. So he came in and did his appointment, and when he came out, he actually knelt beside the desk and invited me to a party. So
He got down on one knee?
he got down on one knee and invited me to a party, which I went to, and we eventually did end up in the hot tub, but not that way. And he made the best mudslides ever, and the rest is history.
It's so cute. I can't wait to tell. My story is going to never be that exciting because we met on a dating app, but maybe we'll come up with something and say we met in a hot tub.
No, I think that a dating app will be exciting because maybe they won't be as popular when you have children, or it'll be something else. Like,
Yeah.
no, I met them on my first trip to the moon.
So true.
Oh my gosh.
Also, I think it'll be a little bit better because we met in 2020 when COVID hit. So the world was shut down.
You had to turn to the app.
That was our only
meet
option. And the rest was history. Okay, but the second part of that question is you guys are still with those men that you met 30, 40 years ago. So what's the secret to a happy marriage, a long marriage?
There's no one secret. There's no one secret. We're all unique and different. Every relationship is unique and different. But I feel your father and I, we work hard for each other. Like, we dress for each other. And it's important to both of us. Your father likes to dress just as much as I do. It's about compromise, setting boundaries, and trying, even after a few drinks, having respect. When one is ready to leave, then you need to leave. Like, you got to come up with that sign or whatever it may be. And a happy, healthy marriage, Peter, yes, is a happy, healthy sex life as well. Because there is sex after 50.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. All right, what's your secret?
Our secret would be don't give up. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, but we've always been able to, if we get into an argument the next day, there's never an argument. We don't hold grudges. We love family time together, and that's very important to both of us. We go to church every Sunday. We try and make it a point that we go to church every Sunday. Well, he goes more than I do.
Sometimes she likes to sleep in, and he'll go himself.
No, he likes to go earlier than I do. And we make Sundays our family day. And I think that's important. And to keep our family together, and for a healthy relationship, that we always but we spend time together, whether or not it's in the house, and we could be cooking something together, which we've been recently doing.
That's
we can make
cute.
like tons of eggplant all at once.
My favorite.
And, yes. Or we go on the boat by ourselves.
You guys are big on quality time. It's like whether you guys are going to a bar and sitting just you two, or you're going on the boat, or you're laying by the pool. I feel like you guys do carve a lot of time just to be just you two. And it's probably easier now that you're a bit more of like empty nesters. But
Yes, I agree.
So I kind of think too, from a young age when we got married a little later and had children in our 30s, but our relationship has always been a priority. So we never thought twice about dropping the kids off at 2 months old and going on a cruise, because we had the family support also. We had Noni, we had Nanny, my mom, my dad. We had a great support system. We also had a very long list of babysitters that were trusted. Never had a problem leaving them alone, because we knew down the road it was always going to be Dad and I. So we didn't want to lose the connection between the two of us.
Yeah.
So it's really important to find that time. And even if it doesn't have to be anything big. It's like Pete and I will go to the gym together, go to spin together, or just go have dinner, just the two of us, and not always make it about who are we going to go out with? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, let's just be adventurous. Just get out there, travel.
yeah,
Make experiences together so you actually have something to talk about.
true.
Yeah, you guys have really found your passion for travel, I think, recently, now that Morgan and I have been out of the house. So I feel like that's a passion that you both love to do together and see the world together, which is inspiring.
We have our own time, our own personal time. He allows me to come to Rhode Island every summer since we moved from Rhode Island to Florida. And it started with 2 weeks, then 3 weeks, and now I stay for the whole entire summer because I do work in the school system. But we've always had our separate time with our friends, like with his friends and my friends, so it's never an issue if I want to have a girls' night out with my friends from school, or if we want to do a girls' weekend. And that's always been good in our relationship, that we have not, been worried about, oh, you're going this way and you're going that way. And so that really helps too.
That leads perfectly into our next question about how do you maintain your independence, because you both have 2 kids, you have grandfather, you both run businesses. Like, there's so many things that people rely on you for. So how do you fill up your own cup and maintain your independence when everybody in the world is relying on you?
Yeah.
I think finding things that bring you joy isn't as difficult as we all think. For years, I've tried to surround myself with people that help me to grow. They inspire me, they encourage me. Today, it would be like traveling. Like that's my time out. That's my time away from maybe a little bit of chaos, or definitely the business and working. I think it's a healthy balance. Like to say, my friends really take me away, where I can be me. I can be silly. I can be bitchy. I can be crazy. Sometimes you can act a little different around your girlfriends than you do your relationship, because I'm so grounded when I'm with Dad.
I love that. Girlfriends are so important. I think that does give you a sense of independence to be somebody else and let loose rather than keeping the household in order. So that's great.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I like my quiet time by myself quite often. And a lot of my happy places, I could sit at the beach all by myself. I could be in the car and don't listen to any music. I could just be in my office and doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or I could just start cleaning a drawer.
This woman and her cleaning, she loves to clean. I feel like you get lost in like your alone time activities, which is a good thing. Like, I feel like it gives you a place to exert all of your energy. Because my mom, she doesn't drink caffeine, and she just has like the most zest for life and energy, and that makes it. She literally got into cleaning my light switches and my door handles. And she's like, come here, let me teach you something. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But so little things like that fill up your cup when you can, like, your mind can escape. And that kind of flows. I just said you don't drink caffeine, but where the heck do you both get the energy? I feel like as we've gotten older and we've left the house and you don't have like 2 kids to look after anymore, your social lives are thriving. And I feel like even when like we visit the lake house, you and Peter have more of a social life, more friends coming over, more plans than we do. And honestly, similar with you, I feel like you're always nonstop. How do you get the energy to do that?
I think that you don't have a choice when you become our age. So
Really?
Remember, most of our friends are empty nesters. So we're looking to have fun. And I say this like I'm 70, but tomorrows aren't promised.
Yeah.
So it becomes even more important to travel, to make new friends, other people that are like-minded, that want to have fun, that have similar interests, and that complement you as a couple, because you're going to have so much more fun with them.
True.
But it's just a reason to get up. You have to keep going, and we need to go to the gym, and we need to be active. We need to take care of one another. We need to bitch at each other if we're eating Cheetos all the time or Oots chips, or maybe drinking too much.
Yeah.
But it's just life is here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Not be completely reckless all the time, but once in a while.
You are reckless all the time.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
No, you're reckless. all
I'm
the
not
time.
completely chaotic.
She's completely chaotic.
We witnessed last night. Chaotic.
Absolutely chaotic. Yes, you guys have plans every night, but yeah, you're right. Tomorrows aren't promised, and when you are 70, 80 years old, you want to look back and say, I lived a damn good life. We had a lot of fun.
Well, like my friend Jody says, you know, you're not going to talk about the nights that you sat there and had a cup of coffee and watched The Notebook on TV. That's really not a bold memory. You're going to talk about the nights where it's crazy. It's crazy.
This morning, my mom was just talking about how 2 weekends ago they were taking their tops off at the bar to switch shirts. And I was like, what are you talking about?
We were switching shirts. It was just a casual swap because I liked her shirt, but she wanted to wear my shirt. And nobody saw anything. You know, you can do it, take it off, and slide it down over. It was fun.
She goes, I don't really remember it. Sorry, I'm outing you, Mom.
It doesn't even matter because you surround yourself with friends that
Do silly stuff like
do
that.
silly stuff.
Yeah. I love it.
Love it. Where do you get the energy, Denise?
I don't know where I get the energy sometimes, but I think it's from my dad. All of the energy that I have, and I can never sit still. I'm always doing something. I'm not one to sit on the couch and watch television, although I have gotten into some Netflix shows. So
We got into Netflix together over COVID when there was nothing else to do. Obviously, that's what everyone was doing. But my mom and I got addicted to Grey's Anatomy. And literally every single day, like there was nothing to do. We just graduated college. I wasn't working yet. School was not open, obviously. We would meet each other on the couch at like 8 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever. We'd look at each other and be like, all right, start. And we'd be there for legit like 12 hours. And we'd look at each other and we'd be like, have you showered today? Nope. Just start dying of laughing, drinking like martinis and wine all day long. Those are like some of my fondest memories. But I took it away from you again. What did you want to say? But yeah, you're not one to sit still.
and I would tell people, just go take a power shower.
What the heck
What's
is
a
a power
power
shower?
shower?
I've never heard of that.
If you are stressed and you can't release any energy from your day's work or from just anything, just go jump in that hot shower, and that's my power shower.
It's like a steam room almost. Like she makes the water so hot. Is that what you're meaning?
Just take a shower and you feel so refreshed and relaxed afterwards.
And focus. That is true. I feel like on mornings when I don't shower, I'll just like roll out of bed and like get to work. I don't feel like awake enough and alert
agree.
and like mentally ready for the day.
We wanted to do a little advice segment because you guys are so wise and so much to share. And we also added a little question box on the Instagram so listeners can write in. So we're going to briefly go through those and see if there's any good ones. And then we also have a couple for you. Here's a good one. So this is kind of advice to the younger ladies. What's your advice on how to embrace being very single when all of your friends are very not? So when you're the only single friend and you're young, what would you say?
You need to learn to own it. Like if you're happy from within and you'll exude excitement and happiness in any situation. So look around you. As long as you're with the people that make you comfortable and happy, you can put yourself in any situation and just rock the world.
That's cute.
And you also have your entire life to spend. You have 40 plus years to spend with your partner.
Yeah.
So if you're single, embrace it. And honestly, that's when the significant others come flocking, when they see how confident and the zest for life and your ability to just be on your own.
Listen, it's no fun to be the wallflower. So get over it. You're not with someone. Stop looking. That's when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because you just find yourself and be yourself. And when I say, my mother always used to say, walk into the room, tits up. You know, she'd be like, put your chest out, shoulders back, eyes forward. And my mother never met a stranger. So when you walk into that room, you want everyone to be your friend. And don't judge a book by its cover, girls, because that guy, the first time you meet them, may not be Prince Charming, but wow, the qualities inside of that human could just really rock you.
Yeah.
I've seen photos of Dad. He was he was skinny, he was scrawny, he had a big mole on his face, but he really glowed up, I would say. And so did you. You guys are both in your glow up era.
Yeah, we are. We're at such a good spot together. We're in a good space. I think he has just gotten more handsome over the years. He's pretty hot.
Yes, he is. He's gonna love to hear that. Okay, on the same note, do you have any dating advice we're obviously, in happy.
You guys already hit the jackpot.
We did hit the jackpot. But for all of our single ladies out there, any dating advice to them?
You need to be yourself so that you can gravitate to the person that's going to be to complement both of you.
Do not be afraid if those checks in the boxes, if they're not checking, then stop working so damn hard, right. Girls and guys, stop working hard. If it's not there, you're not going to change them. So just, what do you call that? When they just ghost them. Just get over it and move on and go to the next one.
Yeah.
It's like the dating game.
Yeah. So she's basically saying leave while you can, because you're not married yet. You're young. You're in your 20s. You're dating. If he's not everything you ever want, get rid of him.
Yeah.
But also, you can't have everything.
Correct.
You just have to you may have to bring your standards down a little bit, but you have to compromise.
Yeah. Not even standards. I'd say like the values that you value need to be reciprocal. They need to be solid. But then it'll surprise you. Like, for example, one thing that I thought I needed in a man was like a gym man. And then I met Matt. He retired lifting weights like a couple years before we had met. And like if you told me that I was going to end up with someone who like didn't live in the gym, I would have been like, nope, absolutely no way. But I've also transitioned him to get back into the gym, so that's been fun. But like, you think that you need X, Y, and Z, and maybe they have a different iteration of the Y, and maybe you don't give it a chance at first because it's like, wait, I thought I was going to end up with this person, but then you end up loving the person even more, and you're like, wait, I didn't even need that. That was so like superficial or whatever it is. So I wouldn't say that to lower your standards. I personally would strongly disagree with that statement and say, please don't lower your standards, but you might be surprised. Give people a chance to like prove themselves, and what you think you really value might change as you get to know someone. And maybe they bring boxes to the table that you didn't even know that you needed.
Right.
Love it. Okay, we have one last question because we're almost done. Positivity. What would you say to the ladies? People really struggle with being positive and not focusing on all the negatives in life. But I can at least say for you, Mom, you are a Sagittarius, but you are truly the most optimistic and positive human I know. So do you have any advice?
Well, most things in life are going to happen. Things just happen. So there's so much negativity, even the news. I don't even want to watch the news anymore. So I believe that negativity breeds negativity. If your girlfriend's getting divorced, it could bring on a divorce. Like the more, it's just, it's all contagious. So when you're talking to somebody, you always have to find the positive, and you have to find that you have to twist the conversation, because it's such a downer to go out with somebody who's just ragging on their guy, and nobody wants to hear that. Like if you're so, disappointed, or if this has gone wrong, like spend 20 seconds venting, but let's move on. Let's be positive. Let's have fun. Laughter is the most important thing. And I can find the positive in absolutely any conversation. And I think that also helps my relationships with my kids, my family, the tragedies that with my mom being sick for so long. We laughed a lot. She didn't always remember, a lot of things that we talked about, but we would make things up, and we made the best. We'd go shopping at Macy's, and she'd have 14 things in her arms, and by the time she got to the register, I would take one at a time and drop it in the aisle. And when we got to the register, there was one item, and she had a great day shopping, but she only came home with one thing.
That's a really good example of like putting a positive twist on something that a lot of people would just let that eat up all the joy in their life.
If for some reason I am, say I had an incident with work or something happened, something I was emotional about something, I'll have a pity party, and then I will get over it. Have my pity party, whether it's in the morning, in the afternoon, and the next day, move on. You just need to keep moving forward, and that's most important, is you need to move forward and stay positive.
I love that advice. I think it's important to acknowledge your negative emotions, but I love that. Have your pity party and then leave it behind.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up. It's in the past. And anyone else, if people are constantly negative, cut them.
Let it go. Let it go.
Cut the people out.
Cut the fat.
Cut the fat. We don't need that.
Exactly.
We're going to bring so much positivity and fun into our weekend ahead.
So excited.
So with that, thank you ladies for coming on the You Can Do Both podcast.
Thank us for
Thank
the
you
weekend,
so much for
especially.
having us.
We're taking up your whole weekend.
Yes, I know. And I can't wait to see what's on the agenda for the rest of the day and weekend.
The chaos and a little bit of calm. We're introducing.
Well, all of us together now, we are officially the CNC, calm and chaotic.
This was something that they came up with at dinner last night.
Yeah, we're putting it on merch.
We are. So it's CNC. And it's basically calm and chaotic, because Courtney and I were just sitting there. We don't even have to get a word in last night at dinner. And we're just watching essentially our future selves.
We didn't get a word in at dinner last
No.
night. We were just sitting on the opposite side of the table, just watching them hysterically laughing. Your mom goes, CNC, like YCDB, calm and chaotic.
Yes.
And
And
Ashley
we're
and I
like,
just looked at
yes.
each other like, did you just hear that?
Yeah, it was
C
perfect.
and C. CNC. That's like our new saying now. You can do both.
You can do both, calm and chaotic. And you guys are at the calming in some sense, but at the same time, the most chaotic energy.
Yes.
And I wouldn't want it any other way.
No.
I
No.
like it.
Yes, me too.
I'm finding that to be a compliment.
Yes,
It is a
loving it.
compliment.
I love it. I can't wait to use it and utilize it with all my friends.
We are going to embrace the CNC this weekend, girl.
Yes, we are.
So with that, we hope that you have this upcoming weekend. I hope it's full of CNC.
I think that's a wrap.
It's
Thank
a
you
wrap.
so much for listening. And if you watched, you got to see where we really came from.
Yes.
And please give us a follow
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Rate
And review.
Review.
5 stars only.
5 stars only, please.
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 You
Yeah.
don't want to bring us down. No negativity.
No, yeah, no negativity.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming on. Woo!
Ta-ta for now.